Hello and welcome to a video tutorial on edpuzzle.com. My name is Mary Catherine Michels and I'm going to be your presenter today. By the end of this video, you should be able to create your own Edpuzzle account, invite your students to join your own class, choose a video from your content area subjects, be able to crop the video, add questions to the video, and share that video for student viewing. Finally, you should be able to access your classroom data and student data to effectively assess your students' understanding of whatever you presented through Edpuzzle. It is my hope that you will see the value of Edpuzzle in terms of differentiation and assessment, and that you'll be able to use this resource in your own classrooms. To start, I want all of the viewers to think about the types of homework assignments that you may assign your classes. Okay. Have you ever assigned a video for homework or the worksheet, maybe with questions to answer based on the video? Well, I want you to think, how did you know your students actually watched the video and didn't just Google all of those answers? If you responded to that last question or you thought to yourself, I'm not really sure, okay, then Edpuzzle may be a really good resource for you to use. Edpuzzle is a video platform for both teachers and students. It empowers teachers to make any video lesson their own, and it has really easy tools and powerful analytics to use. I'm going to start off by showing you how to create an account. Okay, so if you follow my mouse along the screen here, you'll want to click the sign up button. Okay, from there, as a teacher, you would click I'm a teacher. Okay, Edpuzzle will then give you a tour that you can watch and go through all of these tutorials yourself, but if you don't choose to watch that, we'll just click the skip there. At that point, you will view different ways that you can sign up. Now you can sign up here using your first and last name, include your email, and create a password. However, I would recommend using Google, especially if you use Google Classroom. Edpuzzle and Google Classroom work very, very well together, so it may be beneficial to use that. Okay. So once you create your account, I'm going to go back because I already have an account. Okay, every other time now, you'll click login, click you're a teacher. I log in through my Google, so my accounts pop up, and I'm going to use my Edpuzzle account here. So once you're logged in, you'll be directed to your content page. Okay, so you'll see here, these are all my classes that I currently have in Edpuzzle. Okay, I have classes that are imported through Google Classroom. Those would be those three here. However, if you don't use Google Classroom, that's okay. You can just import in another way. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to create a class here called Sample Class. Okay? Once that class is created, I can decide what videos I want to import, but first you have to be able to add your students. Okay? So to invite the students, we could click here. And your students can either access via code, or you can send them this link. Okay, that's if you're not using Google Classroom. If you're using Google Classroom, you can simply hit import here. Google will look through your different classroom courses. You would be able to click and then click import. Now all of my classes have already been imported, so I have all of my students there. Okay. All right, so we have a class. Now let's make a video. So if we go here to this search bar up at the top, okay, you will see all of the many different video platforms that Edpuzzle has to offer. Those are including some already created Edpuzzle videos. Okay, personally, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to go to YouTube, okay, and I am going to choose to search for some videos on air masses and fronts for my 8th grade science class. Okay, now you can see here all of these various YouTube videos that come up with my search. Okay, Edpuzzle gives you the option to view the video prior to actually using it, so you can view it, see if it's something that you want to use. I personally know that this video here is something that my students like, so I'm going to use that one. Okay. So the first feature, once you have chosen your own video and you decided to use it, the first feature we can use is our cropping feature. So that would be those scissors here. So if we look at our menu bar down here, okay, if, say, we start viewing our video. Let's start watching our video on fronts, okay, and I decide that I don't want my students to have to view the first couple of seconds of the video. I don't think it's necessary for them. I can move my taskbar here, okay, and they can choose. We can make our video start 5 seconds in. Okay, not only can you make it start later, you could also have it end earlier by moving your taskbar over here. Alright, so say I wanted my video to start 6 seconds in and 3 minutes out. Okay, 3 minutes and 10 seconds is the total running time for my video. Okay, I would click enter here. Okay, and now my video would be cropped. Okay, following that, you have the option to add audio track. Okay, where you can have your own voiceover, and you could also add audio notes if you would like. Okay, so that would be perfect for inserting your own notes for your students to watch. Now, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to touch on those, but you can always look here for Show Me How for both audio track and for audio notes. You can look at those. Okay, but I'm going to now talk about my favorite feature, which is the quizzes feature. Okay, so if you would like to see this is where the Edpuzzle is becoming a really innovative tool at checking for student understanding, especially when assigning these videos. So when you click on this question icon up at the top here, you now have the ability to embed questions throughout your instructional videos that the students can answer as they watch. So as you watch your video, okay, so if I were to hit play and I wanted to watch my video, okay, this is a video that I've seen multiple times, and say at 28 seconds in, I decided I wanted to put a question about fronts. Okay, or maybe 24 seconds. Okay, when that paragraph comes up, I want my students to answer a question about fronts. Okay, I'm going to click this green question mark, and you can see all different types of questions that pop up. Open-ended questions, multiple choice, or even just commentary. So for this question, I'm going to ask my students, what is a front? And we get a multiple choice question. Okay, students can just check for understanding, make sure they have the definition on the page. So a front is the boundary where two air masses meet and weather occurs. Now this green check means that's the correct answer. And I could just say the boundary where two air masses separate. That would be an incorrect answer. Now you can add multiple choice questions. Typically I like to do about 4, but Edpuzzle won't let you keep going if you have unanswered options here. So I'm going to keep it at those 2 just for the sake of time. Okay, so that question's done. I'm going to hit save. And we are going to continue. Okay, so the video keeps going. Maybe I want to ask my students what an air mass is, except this time I want to make it open-ended. So I'm going to click this first one. I'm going to ask them, what is the definition of an air mass? Okay, I'm going to save that, so when the students are watching the video, they'd just be able to type their answer in here. If we continue watching, I know that at this point in the video, we're discussing 4 different types of air masses. Okay, however, I want my students to remember that there is one other type of air mass that just may not affect us in the United States. So I'm going to add a comment in. Okay, although the video talks about 4 types of air masses in the US, there are also Arctic air masses that do not always affect us. Just so that they know that as they're watching the video. So that'll pause, that'll come up, the students can read it, and then they can continue. Okay. So once I added all my questions in, I want to hit save here. I cropped it. You're welcome to try the audio track or the audio notes. I'm going to save, and we're going to click finish. Okay, so once I click finish, I can pick my classes that I wish to assign my video to. So say I want to assign it to our sample class. Notice I have the prevent skipping button checked. That means students can't skip a section or they can't skip part of the video without answering the question first. Okay, you can pick a due date as well. Okay, so if I assign this for homework tonight, I'm going to have it due tomorrow by midnight. Okay, and we can click assign. So now if you go into my sample class here, I can see my assignment and I can see when it's due. All right, so now we can create our own videos. We have our assignments. All right, so what about all this data that I was talking about at the beginning? Well, let's go back to one of my classes that I've already assigned a video to. So I'm looking at my period 1 class. If we look here, you can see 91% of the students completed this first assignment from back in September. Now I'm going to click this progress bar where I can see all of my class roster. I can see who watched the video, who completed the assignment, what their score was individually. I can also see a summary based on questions, so I can see that 18 out of 25 students got this multiple choice correction right. Okay, and you can also see individual student data. So say I want to look and I want to see how this young lady did. Okay, not only can I see what individual questions she got right and what ones she got wrong, I can actually see how many times she rewatched that particular segment. So Edpuzzle is adding this level of independence for our students, and it's also adding this level of engagement and even responsibility, because the students are really responsible for their own learning. They can start to rewatch the videos. They can choose to do well on these assignments. Okay, so it's a level of accountability. And that would be your basic video tutorial on Edpuzzle. All right, I hope that you found this video meaningful, that you'll be able to use it in your own classes. You can maybe find a math video, a science video, a social studies video. Okay, I hope you can use this all. If you have any questions about Edpuzzle, okay, this is some of my information here. You're welcome to email me. Okay, and then one other aspect of Edpuzzle that is really great, it's immediate feedback. We all love feedback from our students, okay? Students love feedback from us, and as soon as they answer those questions, they know whether they're getting them correct or incorrect. So please give us feedback. We would love to hear it. Okay, you can contact me here. All right, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.